Hello, Coach JPMD here. So, we're back. We're back to releasing episodes every Monday. So, expect to see an episode drop in your podcast app every Monday and hopefully every Thursday coming soon. Took a little break over the past couple of months. And we also rebranded our podcast last year to the Independent Physician's Blueprint. So stay tuned for new episodes releasing every Monday morning. By the end of this episode, you'll wonder if you've been chasing the wrong formula for a long life. Welcome back to another episode where I help younger physicians decrease stress and increase income by transitioning from corporate to independent practices, even without any business experience. So welcome to another episode of the Independent Physician's Blueprint with your host, Coach JPMD. And as you know, last week we started the Curiosity series that I wanted to introduce about longevity and populations that live longer than the U.S. And we talked about the top 10 countries. And I got the source from Worldometer, but there was another source that kind of had the different top 10, and that was with the Our World in Data, which is another site. But I've been using Worldometer for a while, and I like the way they present things. So I'm going to stick with this, especially because I already named the top 10 and I'm doing some research on it. And thank you to Philip and Lawrence on LinkedIn. Philip, my best friend, who helped me right after the episode tell me that Reunion, which is the country that we're going to talk about today, is a French colony or a French overseas department or overseas region. Had no idea. So this was colonized by the French many years ago, and they are not an independent country. And I guess they did try to get their independence, but I think the people of the country voted that down. So we've got Reunion as top 10. And if we want to get a recap of the top 10, is Reunion is number 10. Spain is number 9. Singapore is number 8. Italy is number 7. Australia is number 6. Switzerland is number 5. French Polynesia is number 4. South Korea is number 3, and Japan and Hong Kong. Wrap up the list with Hong Kong having an average life expectancy of 85.77 on average. That's how long their population lives. So Reunion, not much details on Reunion, and I'm not sure if it's because it's part of a French territory or a French region. They may be coupling some of their data with France. And France does sit at number 13. Again, still better than the U.S. And their diet and culture is mainly of a French Creole culture. Doing some research kind of reminded me of Haiti. And their total population is about 882,000. Difficult to find out how many hospitals they have per capita. But what I did find out is that their patients who are sick on the island either get transported to France for treatment, or a lot of them do natural treatments. And their population is predominantly from East Africa. And I have to say that Reunion, I should have said this at the beginning, but Reunion is located just east of Madagascar and west of Mauritius Island. So it's an island off the east coast of Africa. And so their population is a mixed population. Some of them are African, some of them are from Southeast Asia. You have Indians. So they do have a mixed population there. And the dominant religion is Catholicism. And the top 3 causes of morbidity on the island seem to be breast cancer, prostate cancer, and cervical cancer. Also difficult to find out how many physicians are on the island. But as we go through this series, I want to kind of figure out if there are patterns amongst the countries that are living longer than the U.S. So there are some theories as to why populations live longer. If you think about the blue zones and what they do, Dan Buettner has done a lot of work on their diets, their level of physical activity, their use of medicines versus natural treatments. So I'm sure that there are some things that are that need to be discovered and that should be discovered in order for us to follow the lead of these countries that are living longer than we are in the U.S. So there's not much to say about Reunion, except that it is a small island off the coast of East Africa that lives longer than we do in the US. And so we need to find out why. We need to discover why. We need to be curious as to what they're doing. And as I get more information, I'll share it in other episodes. And next week, we're going to discuss the next country on the list. And that country is Spain. And I am sure that we're going to get more information from Spain, as it is a bigger country. So Reunion, life expectancy of 83.8, with females living 86.57, and their life expectancy is 86.57, and men only live to be about 80.81, which is, I think, 4 or 5 years more than the U.S. male. So again, something to look into, and those that are interested in research, I think that's it'd be a great research project. Maybe not in Reunion, but maybe I should look up some videos on Reunion and see what it looks like. So that's the Curiosity episode for this week, this Monday. We'll see you next Monday as we talk about Spain and see what some of their characteristics are as compared to the rest of the world. So what you learned today, and what you'll hopefully learn in future episodes, is why we should be more curious about countries that are living longer than we are. Thank you so much for listening to the podcast. If you'd like to hear more, subscribe, follow in your favorite podcast app so you'll never miss an episode.